It's generally, as a soul beast, you're supposed to charge every ed. With
Okay.
this particular composition, since we are just assuming that you would be a weaver, and a weaver
Mm-hmm.
only provides very few CC, you are technically only required to supply the CC that Roach just mentioned, but for consistency reasons, you can just charge every ed.
So
And
normally on a soul beast, I would be charging.
y-
And
yeah,
is Path of Scars Axe 4? Is that like a just in case button? I'm only
um,
technically supposed to charge.
no, you as a soul beast in the soul beast slot, you're supposed to use those as well. In phase one, it's Path of Scars and X, not X, Longbow 4 for the
Hmm.
CC. Um, but yeah,
But each ad is the charge, is what you're saying.
yes, yes.
Okay,
You charge every ed. It's also good as a gap closer.
cool.
And generally, on the second ed, you don't really need to do anything except for charging it, and then after that you're on longbow and you can precast barrage on the boss while the rest of the team kills the ed.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
since
should I be taking Frostbite since we have double?
um
I'll run Frost, so if you just go DPS.
yeah,
Okay.
that's also something that should always be communicated before. And you don't even need to play stance share here. You might have read in the DT guys that you are going for Signet and oppressive superiority here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't too certain about the oppressive superiority though, to be honest.
Yeah, this is one of the few bosses where you're allowed to play it.
If you feel like it on Mistlock, if you just double cast one wolf pack with leader of the pack on, and then you can just swap us with portal in.
Yeah.
And then if we both do that, it's like 12, 16 seconds of for everyone.
Yeah.
So that should last us into P2.
Alrighty, Roach, are you back?
Yeah, here.
Okay, hello. So, I guess we explained everything. There will be a portal. So, at the beginning, you want to stand behind the Mistlock, not too close to the arena because you might get ported in, like where everybody else is standing. Yeah.
Basically behind this blank right here.
Yeah.
If you step on here while the renegade drops in, you're going to get boarded. Like the moment the activation plate is triggered down there, anyone that steps here is going to get boarded.
So after Roach comes back, we're pre-booning. Then you take Mistlock, go through the portal, and start your precast. And the renegade will trigger the boss.
Pretty much.
Okay.
And keep in mind, you need to do 300cc in P3 and 100cc on the third ad.
Yeah, we discussed that already. It's all right. Alrighty, is everyone else here then? Sebastian,
Yes.
are you ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I should probably swap out of my strength runes one sec. There we go.
Roach, I guess then you can go ahead and start the banner precast.
Yep, 1 second. There we go. Are you all ready? Jump if you are.
Yeah.
Alright, let's get this show on the road. We're going to be getting the first flock spawn, at least for the first time.
Sorry, can we just reset that one? I've got the wrong.
Sure. I don't think I killed it. I was standing too far in the back. So I might be getting it again. Although chances are pretty high that I won't get it at all. So be aware. Yeah, got it.
Roach baiting the flux bomb. Good CC. Oh, I'm missing a little bit there.
I'm dead.
Shouldn't happen. I guess you can reset and go again.
Yeah, we were lacking
Yeah, a little
lot of
bit.
DPS in P3. I'll play safer.
CC.
Can't
Yeah,
play
I
SPT.
delayed my Axe 5 super late because we didn't break.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys' FaceTime is insane. I'm not even used to putting whirling defense this quick. It's fucking nuts.
All right. Are you ready? Jump if you are.
I'll come back a bit. Yeah, see? This
Oh,
is
shit,
this is what
okay.
happens when you're standing too close. You,
think-
you, you
I thought it
can
was safe there.
you can
My
reset.
bad.
Yeah, don't worry.
It happens. A
Yeah.
lot more than
Yeah.
a lot more than it should actually. All right. I'm fairly certain the hitbox is dead, so I will not be getting the flux bomb.
It's my is it bugged? No, it's fine.
You killed it already? The hitbox?
I think it died.
Just by one?
Yes, it has no AR, so it takes insane amount of damage.
Yeah, it's one
Yeah,
tick.
it's dead. It's very
It's
dead.
dead. Wow. Quick.
And F1 didn't want to cast apparently, which is fine for me. You know what? I'll go ahead and not sacrifice my Mistlock there.
It's PMA of you.
Look inwards.
Yeah, generally you wanna look inwards towards the boss with the spit mechanic. So if
Okay.
everybody does that, then there is no mechanic. We're missing a little bit of CC. Okay, yeah, it was fine, I guess. Yeah, very well. Not too bad. What was this? What was the timer?
53.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very quick as shit, I'll say.
Yeah. To be fair, Mama is one of the most fast-paced bosses, since they're the ads and CC. There's a lot going on.
I guess it's mostly, yeah, like the timing is just so much different.
Yeah.
You guys have
Tiny mistakes have big impact on the outcome.
When
So
you
why are we looking inward on the vomit there?
So we do not spit on each other.
So you just kind of all
Generally-
agree to look at
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everyone
the-
needs to be stank on a singular point because the vomit itself has a small interval, like between the point you're actually spitting on it. So if you line up correctly, no one should get an X spit, right?
So like if you're on top of each other, you kind of don't spit on each other.
Yes.
We stealthy?
Yes, we
yes.
are.
So I'll go right, and somebody else is gonna come right with me, and some other people are gonna go left, right? So if you
Preferably, the idea here is to blast stealth, so you can run past the first four mobs there, the first four snakes. You split up the team into 2 and 3. One part of the team caps the left circle, the other part the right circle. Once you cap the circles up there, usually the warrior pulls the snakes inside the middle circle so that they run up. And then the rest of the team can jump down and cap the circle from behind without aggroing the 4 snakes in the front here.
So you kind of having one person kite all the mobs.
Yeah, pretty much, and that's usually the warrior because warrior has a good skill to pull these mobs.
Okay.
So,
Cool. So I'm going right, or which one goes
yeah,
three? Does it matter?
you can go right, and I guess
Mhm.
Roach and Sebastian go left, and
Mhm.
yeah, that should be fine then. This freaking
Let's go.
spit mechanic, yeah. Blast. And then go ahead.
You can imagine when the phases are so short, how much skill priority means in this case.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, even trying to just
You're
close
already
the
pulled,
gap.
by the way.
Huh?
Right, exactly. So like every single skill on your bar suddenly matters.
Yeah.
And that's a huge difference between, you know, if you're doing a pug kind of run versus DT run essentially. It's a
Yeah. I
lot more
mean,
organized, right? So
trying to fit
every
whirling into the break bar is like insane. Sometimes, compared to a pug run, you're cutting off basically most of the skills that you're using.
exactly.
GG.
And then also in these kind of runs, like how important the CC is, because considering exposed is 50% DPS boost, it's gonna be much more worth to actually get to that point versus just like leaving the break bar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's like the entire reason why we do this and why it's organized, because essentially the moment you break the break bar, you can skip all of the mechanics.
Hmm. And if you're just packing in DPS into exposed, then there's your
Definitely.
phase.
Yeah.
All right.
Definitely. And that's how
Some
you get
notes.
meta classes.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for this boss, you gotta swap to Serpent Slaying. Serpent and Impact preferable, if you have it.
I don't have.
Yeah, don't worry.
I'm not a pro yet.
And you can still run Dragon Breath Buns on this one because the ads give you the Dragon Breath Buns buff.
All right. So generally, you're role playing a Weaver, right?
Okay.
So you are always going to be going to the top one. The
North.
damage you are required to do is somewhat minimal, since the Guardian is going to be hard carrying you, as it happens with all our Weaver players, right? More or
So
less.
do you
can
follow it on the rotation? Like it goes here 66, do I go over here 33 like in pugs, or you're just dealing with the one
Uh,
that's north?
basically, you go north and then you go clockwise. So here.
Okay, so same thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
one important thing before we start, you're surely familiar with the tether mechanic, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever you get a tether, it is very crucial that you move to the other side of the boss, from where your kamikaze ad is coming, so somebody on that side can kill it. Because these ads, if they're killed outside of their explosion range, then they do not proc the explosion, and that's what basically we need to do to make sure we have Scholar. And since we have two Solvis, if these start exploding on each other, then you're losing 15% of your DPS.
So, yeah.
So it's very,
Okay,
very
so
important.
you get we're cleaving down each other's ads basically.
Yes. All right.
Okay,
So
cool.
keep in mind that the damage you need to do on the ad is not not that much. It's
Mhm.
minimal.
20% or so.
Yeah, and the rest is
Okay.
going to be nuked by your Guardian. All right.
Okay.
So, CC wise, you need to contribute 300, 300 something CC, right?
Okay.
So make sure you keep your charge and your either
It's
Path of Scars
Path of Scars for this one.
or
That's
point
yours.
blank for it. Okay.
Okay.
And
So just
you can do the full burst rotation with Longbow 2 as well. You don't need to skip Longbow 2 due to Exposed being so much delayed here.
Okay.
And also, if you want to be useful, you bring Leader of the Pack here and cast it in P3.
Actually, fun fact about Psyx, there's a kind of a large window, almost 3 seconds before the break bar happens. And in really high DPS groups, you abuse that and just skip the CC. However, we're sort of doing the same here, but we're also actually doing the CC, which is useful. Hence why you can not delay or burst, essentially.
Okay, so I can pretty safely get through a decent amount of the burst before exposed, is what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
Okay, cool.
You can pretty much just copy paste the raid opener here. I believe it's exactly what you're doing here.
And you'll be hitting inside of exposed. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially your longbow 2 will hit before the break bar, then you break, and then your axe 5 will break.
Ah, okay, cool.
Essentially.
All right. Wanna give it a go?
Give it a shot.
And again, there will be a portal, of course.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
I'll
of
be doing
the-
countdown. I'm going to be doing the pull as well. All right, are you ready?
Yep.
All right. Let's go. Three, two.
Oh
One.
shit. My bad.
I was really.
Yeah, that luck
Flux
placement
bomb.
kind of,
Just reset it.
unlucky.
I see so many people on 10% HP. It's not gonna work.
I see the symbol burst. I'm already scared. Right, let's try that again. Three, two, one.
See, it didn't even break.
Yeah. That's nuts. Makes
And now
sense.
make sure to handle the tethers correctly. Ouch.
Depression.
They nerfed the exposed window here from 5 seconds to 4 seconds. Since the ads are somewhat far away, it's super important to try and get back to the middle as quick as possible, or you're going to lose out on that window.
Is that me again? Rip.
Nah, that was me that time.
I mean,
Ah.
the flux bomb is a DPS increase, so
Exactly.
Drop it on
reset
the
this.
boss.
We're tanking the boss. That's it.
Yo, for any warrior that just saw what happened,
I saw what happened.
I'm borderline gonna smash my keyboard in the screen. Just gonna say that.
Mm.
3 F1s, like a blinded. Feels good. Not mad though. PMA. Gotta be PMA, you know? So let's go. Three, two, one.
Wow. That's nuts. God.
and the
It's
great
like-
thing about it is
Tethers?
that it's consistent.
It's like a completely like relearning the fucking game again. Nuts.
Dean, while you're running to your ad, using your Shiro heal is like insanely good.
Jump back to the.
No. Like when you're running to your ad, it's life steal, so you do extra damage. You're instantly below 50%, and then you just use sword 2 and it's dead.
And here you saw in phase 3, there was a CC bar, but just as the CC bar appeared, the boss was killed. So essentially we only CC in P1.
There's one CC. Yeah, but you guys are at fucking 66 before the CC. That's nuts. Okay, cool. This is yeah,
Ligger vi skal sove, liksom.
relearning.
Yeah, I mean,
Cool.
that's also why we tend to stick to fractals, because, you know, when you go into raids, you have learned golem rotation.
Yeah.
And you can do that for 30 seconds and you can get really great results.
But
Here, on
here
the
you
other
have
hand,
fucking 3 seconds.
you have 3 seconds to put in the best skills that you have in the right order, and then
Mhm.
you're like, so it's not like a competition or whatever, but like you're competing about how to make it most efficient.
Exactly. Competing with yourself, kind of seems.
Essentially, yeah. You can do this on any class, to be fair. This is just like the meta comp, if you want to call it that.
Mhm.
But it becomes a lot more like a team game, so like everyone has to provide something. And as long as you're aware of what you're supposed to provide, like if you're providing 300 CC, then you can essentially bring any class that you want as long as you're providing those 300 CC for your party.
Yeah, exactly. And then it just becomes about party buffs and stuff.
Exactly.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so for Ensolus, you are providing charge and 150 other CC for a total of 350 CC on every CC bar.
Okay.
You can precast Trap here. It will proc for 1 time if you precast it. It's not exactly big value, but it's better than no value, so might as well precast it.
It's not Hammer Renegade value, but it's some
yeah.
value.
Yeah.
CC value as well.
We're gonna go for the Insta CC. That means you will have to try to time your charge and your longbow 4 exactly into the exposed window here. This might be a little bit hard in the beginning, and it's probably the number 1 reason why a team in DT GGs, but just have a try.
To get it right?
Yeah.
Okay, so essentially that's going to be charge and then 4?
Yes.
Because I'd have to be right on top of him to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
You can start to cast charge just about as the invulnerability of the boss is going to disappear.
Okay.
Once you get used to it, there's like a certain timing to it.
Yeah.
I believe
kind of feel it.
a couple of Soulbeast players have said something around like precast barrage once you see the red circle or something like that. I don't know specifics, but you kind of get like a specific routine for how it works for you, and then you can nail it every single time.
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. So I'm essentially still doing precast with Sikkim and One Wolf Pack, and we're just continuing on in the burst in that way?
Yeah, you can double cast One Wolf Pack on the Mistlock here.
Okay.
So you will have it up for P3, P2.
Okay, for sure.
All right, and mind your markers for the circles. So usually Renegade goes north, and the 2 Soul Beasts left and right of the Renegade. And the reason for that is that the Renegade is going to share Alacrity during the split phases with you, so that your One Wolf Pack comes off cooldown again. Alrighty. I guess we're set then.
It's sorted who so this takes the what's it and who more stands?
What's that? I
Alright.
can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking to me.
Do you want to run Frost Spirit? I think we're going to run DH here. So
Okay.
one of us plays Frost Spirit, the other one plays Mower Stance. So it's up to you which one you want to play.
So, Nooch, you can take more stance, and as soon as you hear somebody shouting more, you press it. That's pretty
Okay.
much it.
And am I going to have like a proper setup time for Frost Trap, or is it going to be better just to run Signet?
No, Frost Trap is really good here.
I believe it's barrage, frost traps, charge, and then longbow 4.
In each of those kind of phases. Each of the big phases, essentially.
Yes, it's always the same for every phase.
Okay.
It might be though you might need to F3 just before the boss become like vulnerable when your circle's about to finish capping, just to give yourself some quickness to cast barrage, because it really feels bad without quickness.
Yeah, for sure.
You will not have it, so.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we're playing without Firebrand here, but with DH, so the only quickness is Female Russ plus more.
Yeah, and that's why this comp, for this particular comp, becomes meta. considering most of these classes can sustain their own boons.
Extend them and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, the only ones who can't, I believe, is the DH and the Renegade, but they are compensating by using the Cellular Sigil, which gives you 5 seconds on stun, or on disabling a foe. The rest the rest can sustain without much of an issue. So that's how DH actually works in this case.
So only slightly min-maxing, right?
Just slightly, yeah.
Great. Cool.
Alrighty. Then we can go, I guess.
I believe all 5 of you are on that current platform.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to keep me, and my pearl's on cooldown, lads.
So somebody with a portal.
Yeah.
All right, keep in mind the precast is fast and the pull is even faster.
Okay.
Yeah, the pull here is instant due to the OVP timing.
Yeah, so you better go close to the singularity and prepare. All right, are you all good?
Yep.
Pop it.
What?
Somebody GG'd already.
Yeah, it begins and it's on the flip day.
Yeah.
I believe as Alex said earlier, I believe that Enzo is probably the number one GG mess for most groups.
It's our favorite GG spot. That's cool.
Definitely. Imagine grinding this for good numbers.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
At least everybody becomes consistent with the CC.
Oh.
Well, you would think, right?
So we just reset?
Yeah, just reset it.
Okay, so I gotta be even closer.
Have a couple tries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get off point blank shot.
Yeah, you gotta spam it kinda.
We were missing roughly 400 CC there.
Oh, fucking dick. Bam.
Let's see how much was left. Only a sliver.
Yeah, this was close to 150 or something.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I see the game we're playing. Let's do this.
The cool thing here is that you can start like analyzing where and who and what might have happened. There might be a staff 5 missing. There might be a longbow 4 missing. There might be a charge missing, right? But there's definitely not a headbutt or a bane signet missing in that case. Yeah.
That's something huge missing, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
And if it's even less, it might just be a parasigil, for instance, right? So depending on how you're running, obviously.
I cancelled everything then. That was me.
Oh, that's a huge one.
That was roughly 600. Portal on cooldown.
If somebody has a portal.
Yeah, would be appreciated. Pop.
Hey.
Good job. So that window used to be 8 seconds. Now it's only 5. So you can imagine how much it matters now, even more than before, what skills you put in there.
Yeah, I remember it being like they kind of changed how it works. Remember there used to be, seemed like more CC bars there as well.
The CC bar does change. P1 CC bar is at 2k. P2 bar is at 2.2k. Same goes for P3.
I mean, didn't they fucking break it because of you guys a while ago?
What?
Yeah, actually, they changed the exposed duration. to sort of mess with the burst that you can provide. However, we sort of solved it in the higher end DPS kind of groups. It actually is more messy in pugs now than before.
Yeah, basically most changes that they do only hurt the common people, but not us. Yeah. We will always find a way to cheese it.
Mm-hmm. Unless they break everything, right? Like Mistlocked or something.
I think that last hit for the flux bomb is my bad.
Yeah, don't worry. At least OVP will be off cooldown.
Hey.
And all of these circles are always the same. So since everyone has like their own circle, you can learn the pattern, and it makes it very trivial.
Yeah, that's actually a great idea. Mm-hmm. I'll take that back to the semi-static as well. That seems super helpful.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you don't have to like change your playstyle depending on your circle every
Rest
day.
the renegade if you want CC.
Fuck. Why did that happen?
Wiggly fire.
Ouch. Usually you have enough DPS to skip below 15%, and then this phase doesn't happen.
Oh, so it was definitely the renegade's fault, right? It wasn't me. Carried.
Dependable. Fire slightly. This was.
Yeah, it was a little bit unlucky. Happens.
It's 6k.
Yeah, Wiggly fire is rough.
Swap your sigils.
Yeah, and also food for sharpening stones now.
Instabilities on 100 are okay-ish for Blitz.
Well, that's at least something. Enough
cans. It'll be interesting to see Art survive now with the second CC bar again.
Oh,
what do you mean, dude? I have the rifles.
Yeah.
Just get your consumables.
All I need is Dean to provide a road in the middle, and then I can start pew-pewing everything.
I went and got more planks even once I saw that they fixed it.
Look at this amazing consumable.
Roach the sniper, man.
Change foods, by the way.
Oh, what a legendary consumable.
The interesting part about the Score Vault is that the 3 main phases, they're sort of sped up to the point where it's not really needed to speed them up anymore. Where the real time gate is on the islands, how much faster you can kill the ads.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to lower the timer, it's better to focus on those.
I'm getting
obviously, after you have managed to face it in the middle, right before it moves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait, Nooch, can you do 66%?
Sure.
All right, and I'll do 2-3.
We're just doing like pug portals, right? Not fucking skip to 4 different places.
It's going to be chain portals. Like, this is the base strat for the higher end scene.
So I'll take the last portal, is what you're saying?
Basically, pay attention, because on the second time we do the rotation, we're going to be going not through updrafts, but through portals, okay? So the exit portal is always going to be at a wall, so you will be coming out of the portal at a wall. And the entrance portal, the one you need to go to after the ad is dead, is going to be right under the ad, somewhere at the middle of each platform, right?
Okay. So we're coming out of the wall and we're going through at the ad. Got it.
Yes, pretty much.
And where am I dropping? I'm dropping on main island and doing the last one?
You're doing 66.
The first one.
Oh, I'm just doing the first portal. Okay.
Yeah. Just for the sake of simplicity.
Yeah, thank you.
My favorite one.
A lot can go wrong with all these portals.
Yeah. No.
So you need to provide.
Does not sound interesting.
350 CC approximately.
Okay.
Which is done through longbow 4 and charge.
It's X4, yeah.
X4.
X4 and charge. What you're gonna do here is precast barrage and then immediately swap to X to be ready to just CC.
Yep.
And after your X5 finishes casting, the boss is phased already.
Keep in mind, on this boss, you can play with a gimmick called auto-targeting. So the moment the boss is activated and your barrage hits it, you will have an active target on that thing. So before he even spawns, you can spam your with Sikkim, and it will apply on the boss. which is a nice, little trick for Solvis to do fast rotations.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
All right, so keep in mind you do 66%, and since we have 2 Solvis, we're going to be spreading 1 wolf packs. So I'd say Jetrel casts it on P2, and you cast it on P3. All right, are we all cool with that?
Yep.
All right, so who does? So Frost Spirit is on Jetrel, I assume. Do you want it healed, killed, or are you pre-casting it?
Heal it, because I've just casted Sharpening Stones.
All right.
So double
we're
cast
all
of
good.
AP, right? AP1.
So the pull I think it's going to be made by Sebastian or one of the Solvis. Probably Sebastian. Cool with that, Sebastian? Yep. So if you can count his symbols, it's going to be 5 symbols as far as I know. And then it's going to be a pull.
Okay.
So prepare for a fairly fast activation. Sebastian has fast fingers.
So
all right.
Right after symbols, he's pulling precast. Cool.
Yeah, but generally, it's more or less 3 seconds after we drop from here, the boss is going to be pulled. Roughly.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically as soon as you come downstairs, start casting Barrage and swap to X. That should be fine.
Okay.
Keep in mind to only swap away from your longbow when you see the bar blinking on the bottom side, else you're going to be canceling your barrage, and that will cost you a fair chunk of damage.
Okay, cool.
Canceling barrage grants you 3 hits. Always.
Oof. No matter what?
Always, no matter what. Which is a massive DPS loss.
That's me. I'm after canceling.
Cancels out 80% of the skill.
Oh, that's nuts. I was like, what's 1 or 2 hits, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you would think, right?
Right.
All right, then give it a go.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's go.
Oh, that's an interesting opener there.
Don't forget the portal. Yes, you got it. Perfect.
Now we're going to need a fire field from the Ren.
Yep. So, since I mentioned that speeding up the islands is actually more important, you can use elemental slaying here.
On the
That's
longbow.
what you guys take it.
On the longbow, yeah. Also, you probably saw some videos about where we split onto the 4 islands and kill the anomalies, solo them. That's where you want to use elemental slaying to kill them more efficiently. Oh yeah, and we kind of forgot to tell you to open it as soon as you drop on the island because it's gonna be fast.
I got kicked down immediately.
No,
That's my bad.
we can reset if you feel like it.
Yeah, just redo it.
Sure.
All right, since we had some triggered portals, make sure to double GG.
Sure.
So GG again.
Or just say that.
Oh no.
The greed is real.
Oh no. That's gonna be big damage.
Look at that. Kills. Huge PP.
Yeah, like you're gonna see some flying numbers from Sebastian now. All right.
This is a very interesting boss to optimize. Like other than all the portal stuff, obviously.
Oh, fucking my bad.
Don't worry, don't forget your portal.
Got it.
Yes, and open it as soon as you land on the portal. I'll try to remind you again.
No, I didn't get stab in time. I got kicked. I was kind of lacking.
You can equip it while you're in the updraft. So you can have it ready for when you land.
Okay, get ready for the portal now.
Open instantly. All right, keep in mind that the portal needs to be right under the boss. when you're putting it down. Alright, take the portal. Take the portal that's under the boss. That could have gone wrong.
Yeah.
I got knocked and I thought I got the previous one. That was really spooky.
Nice, very well. This was like 125.
126.
Nice.
Oh, nice. About the stability, the Renegade stability is a little bit funky. If you stand still, it's gonna tick after like a second. That's usually why people get knocked, especially on the third island, because the attack happens before they get that stability. However, if you move through it, you're triggering it quicker, so you're gonna get the stability anyways.
I usually just like wiggle back and forth on it. Is that easier?
That probably works as well. I just tell everybody to just run through the ad, because then you're running through the tab anyways.
I think there I was just like so far behind the pack that I just wasn't in time for anything.
Yeah, when you're playing with a Weaver, there's some like certain like there's the priority of who's going first to which island essentially.
Okay.
Considering that the Renegade has to put down Soul Cleave for the second island, he should be first there because Soul Cleave takes a little bit to activate. So normally, if you're really quick and your DH wants to put down a Greatsword 4, well, you're in you're in no luck if he's faster than you, because then you're gonna blast all that light field anyways. Then for the third island, the same thing goes. Renegade jumps first, considering the stability needs to be up. It doesn't have to be in faster group, because considering that you can burst him down without actually having the attack happening. But the general rule is like the stab is really nice there anyways. And for the fourth island, you want the Weaver to go first due to the fire field.
So 2 and 4 are basically landing into a fire field so you can blast it?
Essentially, yeah.
Rip traps.
I take it, are we just reflecting edge? Or are we going for mid?
I mean...
Mid, burn.
Come on, let's do it.
I mean, we could do mid P1 and then like I'll just delay and reflect P2 and 3.
Mid is, well, faster than corner anyways. So.
Let's
if mid fails, you can still force it.
Yeah,
you don't have to
definitely. Yeah.
Let's get Roach. Can you go down for a bit and explain the tiles?
All right. So basically, we're all going to be spawning in here. This is where the portal is going to be, right? So after this, when we pull the boss, she's going to say a line. You have to go now.
And it's a fucking
and okay, dude, relax. And then she's going to be doing 3 leaps, okay? The first leap is going to be here. The second one is going to be here. And the third one is going to be somewhere here. And then she's going to jump here, right? So what we want to do is we will all be stacking exactly here. And then one of us is going to be activating the boss, right? So after the activation, she will start casting a laser. The laser has 3 cones, right? So after the cone animation triggers, all of us, we're going to move through the hitbox and we're going to stand exactly here on this tile. So by doing this, you avoid getting knockback and damage from the boss. The only thing that can hit you here is basically there are RNG orbs that are spawning through the platform, right? So after this, if she's not burned by the time she does this leap, by the time she does the second leap, that's the game over. Because the third leap, it's going too far, and basically you failed your mid burn. So by the time she completes the second leap, we need to have her faced, which is not too far away from the middle. So we start here, right? And then we move here while DPSing. So as a Soul Beast, you don't really have to do much. As far as I know, you just move here, press X5, then swap to Longbow as she moves away, and Longbow too. But Alex is going to explain your opening rotation shortly. So that's for the positioning. there is a nice gimmick that works with a very high success ratio, right? So in middle phases, we usually stand exactly here.
At 66 and 33% after this, you see.
Okay.
Yep. So we stand exactly here. Pay attention to not be in the hitbox.
And also don't touch the red circle, for real. Stand on that tile where Roach is standing right now. Don't touch the red circle.
So basically, our Guardian is going to be standing behind us, and we're going to have stab. And edges here works pretty good. Like, we figured out that the multi-hit happens in the hitbox. So if you're stand here and get edges, you'll basically avoid the attack completely.
And we're talking about the huge expanding circle here. That
big blast.
The huge expanding circle that you usually have to dodge. You don't have to dodge here if you stack correctly. You will receive edges in step.
Keep in mind,
you can just burn her.
Yes, exactly.
The Firebrand is going to be stacking behind you, although make sure that you're not standing here, because then he will just do DPS instead of watch out for you.
Yeah,
so
of course.
You always need to pay attention to stand close to the hitbox, but not touching it, right? Touching it is a no-no. Being close to it is a big yes.
And it's essentially those like seven hexagons right here is where the circle is.
The circle. What do you mean? The circle is a big circle that expands throughout the entire arena.
Oh, you're saying her hitbox. So we're basically standing just outside her hitbox right now.
Yeah,
yes.
the red circle. Yeah.
So this hexagon is where we stack for after the CC phases, and the starting one is this one. Is the one right to its right. Okay, so this is where we'll be standing after we pull the boss. Okay. Make sure to not stand inside her hitbox. If you stand inside her hitbox, the lasers hit at this spot as well. So if you're here, you're going to get clapped by the lasers. You're going to lose singularity. You're going to get unmerged. It's going to be really ugly.
Are we getting stabbed for the eye as well, or do we just
no.
continue on? Or we have to look away from it?
Basically, you have to look away from it.
Okay.
So the eye happens as you're looking at her, right?
Uh-huh.
So you go here, and you just axe 5 looking towards this direction.
Oh, okay.
And it should be fine this way, yeah.
Just looking away, doing your actions.
So,
okay.
And you will also receive resistance from the Renegade. Like a lot of resistance.
Yeah, roughly 17 seconds.
That will cancel out the conditions you get.
Okay.
Yep. So even if you get bombarded, like the conditions are not going to tick, so you can keep doing your burst. Although the moment you emerge as a Soul Beast, you're losing massive modifiers, right? Like just your second modifier is 40% of damage gone.
Yeah, of course. So don't take the hit.
Yes. Like, and adding to that, it's the beast merge modifiers, and then if there is another 15% modifiers on Scholar, and adapt Scholar from your traits. So
in
unmerging is a really bad choice.
Scholar buff, essentially.
All right.
Okay, cool. Then let's give it a try. Enough with explanations and theory.
Well, as far as precasting, am I to be precasting here before the move?
You're precasting barrage only.
Yeah,
right?
precasting barrage before the move, and then just moving through.
There is another thing. Conditionally, if we have a lot of DPS, you will want to cast Sikkim as soon as we pull the boss. So you get those extra seconds to have it ready for P2 as well, right?
But this will probably not happen in this party, because the mid-burn is, I would say, one of the harder strategies, and if there's one person that doesn't know exactly what's going on, you can't really carry it, and you will have to finish her on the side.
Yeah.
But
the only reason I'm saying this is that you can use it before the fight starts, so you don't have to worry about casting it in the fight. All right.
Regarding
because she's targetable, you can use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Regarding your precast, it's like on Scorval, just accept charge essentially. Barrage, then weapon swap, so you have your axe, sword axe set before you get in combat. So that after you walk through her and you do use your axe 5, then you can swap back to longbow and like pew her down while she's going to the corner.
Keep in mind, you need to do axe 4 as well to get twice as vicious.
Okay.
Yeah, just press the longbow skills. It's fine. And
So
Now,
finish the precast before we enter combat, essentially.
yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
You can't get the weapon swap cooldown on you. That's fatal.
Then you're just dead.
All right.
All right.
So since you're not doing an FGS, right? The FGS opener is usually the moment it activates. Like you do instantly FGS 5 into Longbow 5, but here you can just, the moment someone touches the orb, you can just start doing your Longbow 5, and then when it's done, you can swap your weapons.
Okay.
So
Also, regarding the CC phase, you already see markers on the map. I'm not sure if you placed yours.
Oh, you want to go corner?
There is.
actually take middle, since there's only going to be one for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it should be the easier. Also,
We
it's
do
what we do with
relative?
most warriors. I think we're doing static.
Just do static for now.
Just
Alright.
a little bit of like why we're doing what we're doing. Essentially, when you're precasting certain skills like Meteor Shower, Fiery Greatsword, Barrage, etc., if you're casting those before the fight begins, you're not losing time by standing still, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Because they're lasting skills. So since OVP has a little bit of an internal cooldown, however, Soul Cleave doesn't. So the more firepower essentially that you have precasted, the more value you're going to get out of your Soul Cleave. So your Renegade should be kind of aware of what's happening and what kind of precast is happening, whether or not his own burst or Soul Cleave camping is the better option. Here, obviously, Soul Cleave camping is the better option, considering you have 2 barrage precasts.
There's just so much shit happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's how we're able to do the mid burns essentially. Also because of OVP, obviously, it's a massive DPS boost here.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Then it also becomes important, right, while you're standing in the middle, to be aware of when all the CCs are done, so that your barrage is off. Like you have precasted your barrage before she gets vulnerable again. Essentially.
Oh, okay, and so we're just repeating the same thing again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Alrighty. Then somebody come up and portal. Or Roche portal yourself. I don't know.
Yep, pretty much. Alright, another gimmick, by the way, is the easiest way to activate this. So we portal as soon as it hits this one, and we activate on this one. Alright, so come stack up. Nice and cozy.
Make the Renegade's proud, Dean. No pressure.
Oof.
Wow.
Oh, fuck. I missed the Mistlocked. I took the fucking portal.
It's fine.
Damn it.
Oh, maybe redo?
Yeah, definitely.
Damn it.
Oh, regarding One Wolf Pack, if you cast yours at the Mistlock and then save it for P2.
Okay, cool.
And then, yeah, I'll do P1
fucking
3.
GG's. What are you talking about?
Another thing regarding the precast and why we have like sort of narrowed it down to like how long the precast is and which order we're doing and stuff. It's mainly because the buffs needs to last.
Okay.
When you have a Weaver, the precasts tend to be a tiny bit longer due to Meteor Shower cast and weapon swapping, etc. With Soul Beast, it's more instant, so you don't have to really think about it that much. In this case, you can instant trigger, which makes it great, but it also makes it great because you're going to have a lasting OVP through the whole phase 1, right? Because of the double precast.
Yeah. Huh. So, damn.
It's also why we insta-trigger on Ensolis, by the way. For the longer OVP duration.
Just keeping everything up. Yeah, this is a new world, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I'm digging it, but it's a new world.
It's fun. It takes a little bit of time to get used to, but
sure.
Once you're kind of more into it, it gets a lot more interesting.
Nice, not too bad.
Not too bad, actually.
Yeah.
Precast.
Make sure to stand in the right position.
Is that not it?
Yeah, you
Oh,
stood too
fuck.
close probably, so you got hit by the damage.
Your fat char ass. I can't see anything.
Here, general
Sorry.
rule of thumb is that if you reach 50%, the double mid burn is pretty much safe.
Ouchie.
Just redo.
Yeah, I should probably redo.
Also, don't like new consumables. They're super, super secret.
I know, I'm on Dean's screen right now.
Do not. Oh, you guys play with your inventory open? That's pretty.
Pretty
What?
toxic.
Toxic.
Haven't you
Toxic.
seen my previous video? Oof. It was a
Unintended
work of
gameplay.
art. Yes. Is this intended gameplay? Alright.
Man, if they take away arc, oh my.
Oh no, don't be dead
Oh.
on one of the things. Yeah, if you're
Oh.
dead on one of the circles, you're going to be triggering the boss. Keep that in mind.
Wait, it'll spawn on a corpse?
Yes.
Yes,
yeah,
it
yeah.
will spawn
What?
on a corpse.
Triggers
go.
on the corpse, yeah.
And that also happens in fight, so the orb can be absorbed by a corpse.
It's
Huh.
really funny when you're doing like grinds with people and somebody goes AFK while dead on this.
Yeah, and then you have this
It's
infinite
so annoying.
pulls
All the
left
time.
and right.
Okay, focus up.
For all the renegades in the chat, you can trigger absorption sigil. No, sorry, severance sigil.
GG.
That's a nice Mullix.
This precast is obnoxious.
Why am I doing this to myself? Could be swapping template.
But I should have enough time as it activates to then hit the precast, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about 5 seconds from when the bolt drops.
Okay.
Yeah. It goes for most bosses. It's the same with Mama. Nice.
Almost.
Yep. A little bit better than last try.
Yeah.
Got absorbed? What?
What,
no.
your rocket got absorbed?
Yes. I got scammed.
See, this
Nice.
time you got the stability and edges.
Ah, okay.
And if you look the percentage, 47, right?
This
So it's past 50, so this means that if the Guardian Firebrand reflects...
there
it
is no
should-
reflect.
And no recheck.
What?
We did it on
GG
purpose.
again?
No, I mean like from the Firebrand, right?
Yeah, but there wasn't. Tome wasn't cooldown.
It is either CC or reflect. Oh man, this new meta. I don't know
What?
this.
What is this?
Actually,
Then
it's,
CC. Then just CC,
Sebastian?
yeah.
Okay, you're on my left. I'm gonna leave earlier so I can drop rifles on yours as well. Alright, actually, Dean, can you afford to drop a road in the middle?
Team do big memes, but on the other hand, he needs to heal the spirit.
What do you mean? Like, look at this, right? Alright, you take this.
It's a different rifle, Sebastian.
Yes.
It's
You
a very
take
fun
this?
one though.
I can do the middle one, yes. One side and one middle.
The thing
Oh
is,
boy.
that you need to immediately use the road, like otherwise it's not off cooldown when the slam happens, unless you delay the CC properly.
It should be fine, but I just didn't know that he had
Oh,
to
no.
use that
Rip.
specific tome for it. So
Nobody
just
saw
do
it,
the
don't worry.
just do the sides without the reflect. It's more than fine. Just do more
Alright.
DPS, boys.
Yeah.
Let's hit it harder.
Exactly. That's the idea, at least.
Are we ready?
Theoretically.
Sebastian precasting a trap on the side or not for the CC?
I think he already is, actually.
Hmm.
He
Oh
said
no!
no, so maybe
Somebody
not.
used food. FBI, open up. It's fine. I'm gonna have an empty void up here now.
Make a shift.
Anyone have a portal? There we go.
All right. Big smiles.
We go again.
Say hello to YouTube.
Rods down.
Hello, YouTubes.
Clamps on.
Hello.
Clamps on, rods off.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's how we call it now, the video, please.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Our secret has been told.
Every DT member gets a set pair of nipple clamps when they join, like when they pass
Oh
trial.
God.
And they're like tiny DT logos on it, so like every time when you grind, you put it on, and you feel the pain if you fail. So.
It's like an electroshock if you fuck up something.
No, it's like a twist, you know.
Oh. No electrotherapy.
That would be actually a thing. Imagine that, like, connected to the internet with nipple claims, and then like if you fail grind and if you GG,
Alright, I gotta get used to that.
you get a twist. Imagine that.
Wait, what? Vince?
Anyone want to develop that? Anyone knows something about
I
the
can
science of
invent
nipple
those and
clamps?
stand you the prototype.
Boom.
Very well. There we go.
Ooh, nice.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, there's a CC phase again.
Yeah, watch out.
Can we GG?
Wait, really?
No,
Sure.
Also, we're doing static markers as well.
just CC it somehow, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, this is messed up how it is now, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. We
You
won't
guys
have
are so
bandits.
toxic.
We- we-
I'm a pug, bro. I got this.
Roll.
Oh fuck. Pug instincts.
Yeah, and in the best case, he would phase her to 0% in the middle now again. But yeah, it was a little bit messed up.
I mean, the time gate before was how
Get the
fast you
GG
could
Dean.
I do it.
Restine for the
press
rookie.
Dean for the reward.
Everyone leaves.
No, okay, it's fine.
That's gone. He's
Use
good,
this.
So are we grinding restricted Artsarif again soon?
Hell no.
With our magnetic shield precast and in the main combat instead of Arcane Blast.
Oops. What's that?
The only reason I'm going back to Archer is very cold and dead. I'm gonna drag my corpse there to grind it.
Okay, so for Arc, we again have static markers. Since you are role-playing the Weaver, you are going to take the one that is closest to the platform where we came from.
The right side.
Two of them.
That one.
Okay. Got it. Push bookmark.
Ah, yeah, I'll click. Alright, don't forget to use Scarlet Sling. You don't,
Are
you
you
don't have to CC.
are you aware of fast pushing? Because we are kind of relying on having very fast push phases here.
You want me to step in and push or drag it and dodge push?
You step in. You're gonna step in, auto attack it once with sword, and then use sword 2 on it to fast push it on the turret.
Keep in mind you're using the heal that is healing you over time, right? Could you activate that?
Trolls
or-
urgent.
Trolls.
The
so
troll thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
activate it just before you go into the laser zone. So it basically will null your damage and upkeep your scholar for the phase. Most
Okay.
of the phases, there is going to be heavy Soul Cliff Summit, so you don't have to worry that much. Although, since you are a Soul Beast, pay attention because the golems are aggroing on toughness, so they might be coming for you. So, the Firebrand is always pulling north and west, which is this side and this side over here. So, as a Soul Beast, at least for the Gladiator, you definitely need to stand over here and axe for your add to the stack. Alright?
So basically, I'm responsible for this ad as well.
Yes.
Yes, you need to drag it. All right.
Just use X4 on it to push it in, to get it in the stack, and then it will get cleaved down eventually.
Okay, cool.
So, apart from that, I'm pretty sure Jitrell can guide you through where you need to use your cooldowns.
Yeah, so this is probably going to be pretty different to a pug, but basically, mainly these kind of phases, the 10% phases, so 80 to 70%, 50 to 40%, and 40 to 30%. It's basically you don't want to axe 5 there at all. So camp axe on phase 1. You can then axe 2 to push your auto attack, and axe 2 to push your orb. And as you come back to middle, you want to stay longbow for that phase, because as long as we break it, so special action key on longbow 4, it will phase without your axe 5. The first ad phase, just use longbow 2 and auto attacks. It feels really bad as soul beast there, but there's not much more you can do.
And
then you basically
waiting.
you basically want to just be ready to do a massive burst on the big
So
phases.
Your 20%, you're doing your big burst, and then your 10% phases, you're doing the smallest.
Yeah, pretty much. That's a good summary.
The only shorter phase that you can afford to axe 5 is on the Gladiator, the second ad. You'll have time to axe 5 there and get your cooldowns back ready for 30 to 0.
Okay, and on 40 to 30, you're again back in longbow waiting.
Yeah, so after you come out of the 50% split phase, don't barrage. If you just longbow 4, CC the boss longbow 2, and then just start precasting barrage for the Gladiator.
And
you should be good. And then by that time you'll be back onto longbow for the 40 to 30.
Okay, for sure.
Alrighty.
I was going to say, also, if you have a Severance Sigil, this boss is really, you get big value. This is probably the one this and Mama are the bosses where you get the most value from Severance. So if you have one, swap it for, in this case, Force. In a pug, you'd swap it for Impact.
On longbow.
Yeah. No, I don't, but I'll act like I do. Yes, thank you. It's next levels. Alright.
Then we are ready to go, I suppose. Somebody drop a portal?
No, I'll get a portal.
Oh, okay.
Alright. We're doing the pull with countdown fashion, by the way.
Okay.
And you need to play with a rotation that will make you look away from the eye. So maybe you guys can guide him through that.
Same as Archer. Well, but in this case, you'll be in combat. So basically, you just longbow for the boss as soon as it spawns. If you have time, you can afford to longbow 2. Often, it's simpler just to skip it if you're not comfortable. Weapon swap, step through the boss, and then you can axe 5 facing away.
Okay, cool.
Alright. Let's give it a go then, lads.
Canceling longbow 2 isn't as bad as canceling longbow 5.
That's good to know.
By the way, yeah.
Oh, man.
Also, just so that it's said as well, if you're on the longbow, when you're pushing the orbs, you don't have to go into the electric field, obviously.
You just shoot, yeah.
You just shoot it, yeah.
Okay, focus up then.
3, 2, 1, go.
That feels bad. That feels bad.
Feel the fear.
Go to the bomb. Firefield? CC?
Just pretend it was fast.
Okay, remember the pull on your
Exactly,
golem?
didn't listen. Yeah. Rip.
Oh no.
My bad. Old habits die.
Oh,
Don't worry.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a lot to get in right now.
Also, when it comes to Arc is one of those bosses where it's sort of like kind of a get good boss.
Yeah.
Where once you figure out where and how and which skills you use in which order, it gets a lot easier.
Yeah, there's a lot of skill discipline for sure.
Definitely, and especially on Soul Beast, like it's so easy to fall behind in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you precast the barrage and it was early, or if you're on Sword Axe when you're not supposed to,
Yeah.
like it's already messed up for that entire like the rest of the fight essentially.
Yeah, I even noticed that in Pugs, but here it's just like glaringly obvious.
Exactly. Yeah.
How disciplined you have to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
So, what would be your poison now? D4s or 100 CM?
Or Rex. Hello.
Oh man, I can't believe you guys don't love 100 CM. It is the best laid out fight that anybody.
Like it's literally sidestepping. I don't know how Ed Coulson can die there.
Relax.
4 times in a row.
Relax, guys.
Ed Coulson.
By the way,
I just want to point out that Rex 69 is a thing today. Okay, so we're definitely doing that.
A few things to point out, which hasn't really been mentioned, I guess, but when you're doing runs and like certain things that is very easily overlooked is obviously CC, right? CC needs to be quick. The faster you get to that 50%, even if you're not crit cap or if you're focusing on crit capping, like that 50% will be better than anything, no matter what, essentially.
Yeah.
Another thing that's also very much overlooked is the application of vulnerability. If the faster your group gets, the more organized the application of a vulnerability will be. You can easily see it in the arc logs. If it takes 2 or even 3 seconds, it's in most groups already too late. Considering it's a 25% damage increase on top of your 50%, right? It becomes a massive, huge DPS, right?
And so other like when I'm playing BS or I mean Ren, I know you have kind of automatically a lot of vulnerability application. Are other classes also paying that in mind, or is it just it comes through the rotation already?
It depends on who's doing what essentially. I mean, I know that Warrior has some mace tricks here and there, but usually it's taken up by sort of Justice, for instance, or the Renegade.
Also, Soul Beast has on Longbow 2 a lot of vulnerability.
But it feels like that would come so late in the like on score if I'm applying.
That's not gonna happen.
It's already gone.
Yeah. Exactly.
But it's something you should keep in mind when you're playing in maybe not this in a setting that is this fast, that it can be worth it to use Longbow 2 for the vulnerability application, for example on scoreboard at the ads. If nobody else is doing it, which should obviously be not the case, but you never know.
Yeah.
You should have Weaver.
Yeah. I mean, with Weaver, you tend to run Primordial stance. And if you're casting it in air, you get instant 16 stacks of vulnerability. And it's super useful, especially for the main islands. Like when you're coming back to the middle. Yep. Because that instant, considering he's already stunned, he's already inexposed when you take the portal down to the island, you have 6 seconds before he starts attacking again. Like the exposed window is 6 seconds. So if vulnerability takes 3 seconds to get there, like you're losing out on 25% modifier essentially immediately, right?
Yeah.
you can take that down to less than a second. So obviously there's a lot of possibility to.
It's definitely a team effort. Yeah, I mean, I don't see this being even remotely possible with pugs. Not hating on people who pug, but it's just
no, for sure. It's just like a thing to be aware of, right?
Yeah.
Because the more people that knows, the easier the application will be, and the faster phases will be.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I play a lot of BS, and so I kind of, especially like on stuff with score where you're gonna open up on maces or whatever in a pug, I'll generally just hit 4 and then 5 before swapping. I feel like because of that, you want to start to apply the vulnerability. I don't know Weaver whatsoever, so I don't know where vulnerability comes from them, but I know,
That's the Primordial Stance and Lightning Storm and Quantum Strike. That's actually a shitload of vulnerability.
Like probably all of the vulnerability.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay, cool.
The moment you have precasted Lightning Storm, you definitely don't need anything else. Essentially.
Wow.
Yeah, it's super strong.
And Quantum Strike is insta 8, and you should precast it. So with Primordial Stance precast and Quantum Strike precast, it's instant 25. So.
It was already mentioned during the run at Scorewald. The most time you lose is not at the boss itself, but on the ad phases. So
yeah,
when you jump from island to island. So when you're playing warrior, it can be definitely worth it to swap to mace before you take the updraft, and use mace 4 as soon as you land on the ad, just to get that fed vulnerability on it.
Let's speed it up, exactly.
Yeah.
And you can do this on Sayax and Mama.
Well, on Sayax not so much as warrior, since you're not supposed to run mace.
Yeah, true. But I mean, like, for instance, for Renegade, it's very common to open with either Ice Racer or Sword 4, which is insta vulnerability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long it's been since you guys killed an anomaly, but yeah, that's the exact same thing that we end up doing, dropping it to get some extra on the anomaly. Yeah. See, because I was just looking at the site as well, because that's where I sort of get lost. Like, yeah, you got your burst and scorp, but then you're on the ads. It's like, okay, well, what skills am I even supposed to be using here? Can't just auto attack into it and pray for the best. So
yeah, like usually if you're soloing, or you're not soloing it, you get some help from your DH as a soul beast. But usually you proc your twice as vicious with longbow 4. And then you just pew with longbow 2, right? Because considering it's a kind of a nice DPS, but also the vulnerability application, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the DH finishing it off while you're precasting Barrage for phase 3.
Alrighty.
So much interwoven here. Yeah.
I received a question from the audience. Is Bane signature applied in a radius around you on click, or does it follow you like an aura for the share duration?
It's applied after the cast.
Yes.
And then you have it. Then you can run around.
It's important
it's applied on a 6 or 800 radius, right?
Yeah, something like that.
And it's important to note that you cannot swap weapon right after you cast a Bane Signet, because you need the full aftercast to happen, or else you cancel it and you don't apply anything.
You can even get the CC off and without getting the share, which is really interesting.
Yes. So, if there are any other questions from the audience, you can just unmute yourself or type in general chat. Else, I guess we're done for today.
Yeah, do you have any question, by the way?
I mean, I just can't believe you guys are skipping the best fractal in the world, 100.
Oh, we're not skipping it. We're doing it.
No, I'm kidding. I really don't mind. I already cleared today.
Just wait till I join your FG with my heal pest.
We're not getting a heal Tempest, though.
I got the Hammer Ren ready. We can go Hammer Ren.
Vince is prepared.
Ooh, Vince?
Is Vince
Are you here?
No, Vince
he's
is
out.
He's fully muted. Yeah.
Fully muted. All right. No, yeah, this is super educational, guys. I definitely want to rub some lotion on my back after this burn. Being put in my place by you guys is amazing. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I think that with fractals, obviously, most of us has been doing this for a very long time at this point. So it's kind of just like how we play at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But for somebody who's very new to this or is starting to get into this, it's a lot of things. It seems like a lot of things. But it's, as you said, it's just like, it's patience with your rotation, and then once you have copied what other people have done, and this is why we've been writing the guides, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's Guild Wars is one of those games which is like, if you want to achieve something, just copy what's already done, and if you get to that level, you can start innovate and like figure out how to get better from there. But most is already done when it comes to optimization of the bosses. Somebody has posted videos about it, and there is a rotation. You can just click exactly the same order, and you can probably get the same result. So in that case, the moment you realize which order things are being put in and how fast your kill will be and how, in those things, it will start to make more sense. And then it becomes habit, and then it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you join packs.
And then everything goes
Maxine just noted that it is very important to wait for Bane Signet to get cast before taking your Mistlock, because Singularity can and is interrupting your spell cast. So if you're charging a mantra and then you get Singularity, that mantra is going to get interrupted.
Same goes for OVP and Fire Greatsword for those.
Yes.
Same goes for
Taking
everything.
with
That's
Greatsword
casting.
is kind of fun.
And sometimes the same bug applies to the Special Forces training area, where you use something instant and you hit the Blessing of the Mushroom King, and then it doesn't reset the instant skill.
The name. So.
Yes, I've spent quite a while.
That's actually insane. I'm not gonna...
What is it?
It's basically the skill that resets your cooldown in Special Forces training area.
All those benchmarks he's been grinding.
Wait, I had the best benchmark
You learned
ever.
the name.
I nuked the 40 million golem with Weaver precast instantly. There was some videos about that.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we've been unable to do the videos from the golem with the Weaver precast because whatever we put, that was just nuked.
Yeah, because the golem starts, but the health modifiers apply after.
So we had to do that on Score Vault.
After it leads for a bit. So yeah, precasting, especially like with Sebastian, we had the same problem.
Yeah.
He was precasting 5 symbols, and by the time he was one-shotting pretty hard.
Everything.
So.
Alrighty, I guess.
Yeah, thanks again, guys.
That's it for the recording, at least. So I'm. Yeah, thanks everybody for doing this, and thanks for coming, Nooch.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I learned a lot.
Very nice to have you. And if there are any questions, you know where to find us.